So with the collaboration between the librettist and the composer well underway, the next step would be to decide where Cyrano would have its world premiere. To many, the Detroit Opera House might seem like a natural decision, but not for the general director and composer.
Originally, I did not want to do the world premiere in Detroit. It felt uncomfortable for me, you know? It felt like, okay, so he runs the opera company, and so he's written an opera, and now he's going to see to it that he produces it, you know?
But those involved with the Michigan Opera Theater had different ideas.
When I first became chairman, I came into David's office and I saw the sheet of music on his piano, and I said, "What's that?" He said, "Well, I'm writing an opera." I said, "Really?" He'd been working on it for years. I said, "Are you going to perform it here?" And he said, No, we're not going to perform it here. We're going to perform it in Miami." And I said, "What? Well, you've got to perform it here." And then for the next year or so, I argued with him because he was reluctant to have it performed here when he's the maestro and this is his house. And it would look like he was doing his own thing. And I said, "Well, that's bad thinking. We're going to perform it here."
One of the first challenges in staging a new opera is locating funding. Co-producing an opera with companies in other cities is a creative way to make staging an original production more affordable. And it's an idea that had worked in the past for Detroit in staging Margaret Garner, the opera based on the Toni Morrison novel Beloved.
Doing a co-production allows us to really do productions on a bigger scale than we could afford otherwise. In this kind of a case, though, with a world premiere or a new opera, I think it's really important that there be a commitment up front of multiple companies so work doesn't just get performed once and then sort of die out. This guarantees that 3 different communities, 3 different cities are going to hear this work at least and expose it to many, many more people.
I mean, thinking of the extended life of this, you're going to have a standard full, everything together for renting.
It would go with it. That would be the ideal.
David and I had been looking for pieces to do together for many years. The first one, of course, was Margaret Garner. And just before the Margaret Garner performances in Cincinnati last summer, David called me and said, "You know, I've been working on an opera based on Cyrano, and I'd love to play that through for you. Would you mind?" And we got to the first little segment that Christian sings, and I said, "My God, David, what have you been doing all these years? You've been holding back on us." I said, "Any of us could be a general director, but not many of them. Who else can write like this with this beautiful melodic gift?" I was just really thrilled, and it just got better and better. And so I said, "I'm on board, yes, let's do it."
With 2 additional opera companies on board, the fundraising for Detroit's premiere began.
Well, the development plan for Cyrano is a $2 million goal for this project. And we started out with going to our board of directors and board of trustees. And then what you do is you branch out and try to bring more people in to the project to buy into it. So David and I decided that the best way to do it would be to do intimate parlor meetings to expose as many people as possible to this wonderful, wonderful opera.